I've been looking at ammonia today, and I just wanted to speak on the things that I've been thinking about and I've been finding online. I think I've had some problems with ammonia in the past by eating a high protein diet and exercising a lot, which are also the main ways ammonia is being created in the body. So it's actually a byproduct of protein digestion, especially when you're not eating, when you're not chewing your meats correctly, like your chicken and stuff, when you're eating chicken breast. And then you've also got the fact that when you're exercising, you're also releasing relatively a lot of ammonia. There's other ways in which ammonia is being created in the body to a way lesser extent, so I won't talk about them too much in this video, but the clearing of histamine, the clearing of sulfur also takes or like releases ammonia. Okay, so those are the ways in which ammonia is being created in the body. What are the effects it's having? I think it's contributing to brain fog and fatigue, that those are the two main symptoms. Those are at least the symptoms that I'm noticing when I'm, for example, drinking a lot of whey protein shakes and exercising a lot. And I never even had a weakness in this pathway whatsoever. But I think it was created after I got sick, basically. For the ammonia to create brain fog, it has to be in the brain, right? And the brain has one way of clearing the ammonia because it doesn't have a urea cycle. Quickly on the urea cycle, it's something that's happening in the liver. It's taking this ammonia, putting it through a cycle of I think 5 steps that turns the ammonia into urea that the body then uses for other things, positive things, right? Since the brain does not have a urea cycle, it relies on putting glutamate onto the ammonia, which is then turned into glutamine, and it's being transported out of the brain. For some reason, I think it's because it's like the way, I don't really know exactly why, but then it gets into the mitochondria. And the mitochondria, they need glutamate to function. So it sees this glutamine, and an enzyme there turns it back into glutamate and ammonia, right? Which is just extremely, it's very backwards, but it's just how the body behaves in these situations. It's, at least it seems to be. So then it's back, you've got this glutamate, and then you've got this ammonia in the mitochondria, probably causing worse effects than it did in the brain. Because now it's interrupting energy production, ATP production. Okay, so that's kind of why you want to limit ammonia in the body anyways, because the clearing of it in the brain is there's no good way to go about it, right? Plus you've got the fact that this initial creation of when ammonia is in the brain and you want it to be cleared, you want it to have the glutamate put onto the ammonia, it's transported out. You need ATP for that. You need ATP, so the energy molecule. When you've got these chronic health issues, your ATP will be severely limited. When you've got these chronic health issues, what's one of the first things to go is going to be your ATP. So how to get into lowering this overall load of ammonia, because that's what you want to do. You want to reduce the overall load so it doesn't pull into the brain, it doesn't really get into the brain, and it's not causing these problems for the mitochondria or the brain, right? So I'm going to talk about the two ways of basically reducing ammonia in the body. The first one is going to be the loading aspect. So the loading aspect of ammonia, and then the second one will be the clearing of the ammonia. So what I've done is I've reduced my protein intake. I'm not drinking as many whey protein shakes, I'm not eating as much chicken. I'm basically limiting myself to the 1 gram per pound of body weight protein, which I think after that you're basically chasing diminishing returns, honestly. And the second thing I'm doing is I'm chewing my protein thoroughly. Like there's no chunk of meat coming into my gut creating ammonia anymore. And I've limited whey protein to just before working out, which is 4 times per week, right? I'm not doing it on rest days. It's just creating ammonia. It's not doing anything for me. Then the second thing that is still an experiment that I'm going to try out. It's taking L-ornithine, which is an amino acid, and the hypothesis is that it will help the urea cycle along, turning this ammonia into urea. I've tried other supplements before to get this urea cycle working. It didn't really work out. I've tried citrulline. It kind of backfired. I wouldn't recommend it at the moment. And then, like I said, I'll try out ornithine. I'll let you know how that goes. Because I've been looking at the evidence. There's some interesting evidence. I don't want to take too much ornithine, so I'm going to be microdosing it at first. The evidence looks okay, but it's not great. So yeah, I'll just test it on myself and I'll let you know how it goes, yeah? Alright guys, well, thank you for watching this video and I hope you have a fantastic day.